Good afternoon, friends, and welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium as the LumberJacks and Bootleggers are set to square off here today. Ben Eisenhower on the hill as he kicks and deals his first pitch of the ball game. We are underway with a ball upstairs and in at 11:41 a.m. It is very muggy and humid today now after some rain showers came through. It's 96 degrees here at game's first pitch, down and away. 2 balls, no strikes here for the LumberJacks. This is Josh Catacatan, followed by Arthur Soto and Vinny Bachelier. Get the rest of the order here in just a second. The 2-0 pitch on the corner for a strike, 2-1. Followed by Bailey Bordas, Jackson Millett, Ernestin Figueroa, John Mackey, Jacob Martin, and Kenneth Booth. Your starting 10 here for the LumberJacks today. The 2-1 pitch. Call it high, 3 balls and 1 strike. Three-one. Ground ball towards the middle. They were shaded the other way, and Brandon McCray can't get there. So it's a leadoff single for Josh Catacatan. Set the defense for me.
Take a glance at the gloves for the Bootleggers on the orange tops in the field, left to right in the outfield. Jeff Broaders out in left, Henry right in center, and Rich Myers in right. Third to first on the infield, John McCutcheon at the hot corner, playing third. Greg Pavin at short. Brandon McCray at second, Colin Jensen holding on the runner at first, and Ryan Hoskins behind the plate.
The right fielder Arthur Soto comes up, and he will take a strike. It's 0-1. Bootleggers on the field in their orange tops, and at the plate right now, the LumberJacks in their greens. 0-1. Lost it by Eisenhower. Ben making his first start of the year, surprisingly, and is the first pitcher for the Bootleggers to reach double-digit appearances. This is his 10th appearance. Fouled out of play. That's in 16 games. 10 appearances in 16 games. He has the most appearances in the PSCL this year.
And it's not by a slim margin.
No. Out of play with this one. Next up on the list, there's a long tie from every team, 7 appearances. Nowhere near the top of innings pitched, however. That's probably because this is his first start. All relief roles. Coming home. Ground ball through the hole and into left field. Arthur Soto follows suit. 2 singles to begin the day. So the LumberJacks in business here in the early going. That'll draw Vinny Bachelier to the plate. Bachelier, the second baseman of choice here with first and second and nobody out. Showing bunt, pushes it first base side. It's right on the cut of the grass. A beautiful one at that for a base hit. Chelier on his way to first with a bunt single. 3 hits open the ball game for the Jacks, and the bases are loaded for Drake Bicknell. Well, this is exactly how you want to draw it up. Bases loaded for your cleanup man.
LumberJacks had bases loaded in the first yesterday. Ended up getting a 2 RBI single from their catcher. Drake Bignell's the catcher, serving as the extra hitter today, but similar situation.
All right, well, let's see if he can do it again. 3 on, no outs. 1-0 with a fastball upstairs. Bootleggers enter today 7-6-2 in the middle of the pack. For the LumberJacks, well, we know them all the way at the top. They win this game, they will take first place. Out of play. 12-3, coming off of a tough loss yesterday. So we'll see if they can bounce back and wrap it up on a high note. This is their last game of the regular season. They will not play tomorrow. In the air to right field. This is going to bring home the game's first run. Rich Myers is underneath to make the grab. Tagging at third is Katakatan. He will come in and score, and they missed the cutoff man. So Michelier takes second. Sack fly for Drake Bicknell. It's 1-0 Jacks. Got to hit your cutoff man. You sail that throw. That allows another runner to get into scoring position. It's those little things we've talked about all year long. So Michelier takes second. Technically advanced on the throw. Bailey Bordas to the plate. First pitch swung and fouled back.
Bailey Bordas had a really good day yesterday. He entered that game with the lowest batting average on the team yesterday in that game versus the North Stars. He ended up going 2 for 3 with a double and an RBI single.
By the way, for Bicknell, that is his 7th RBI of the year. 0-1 to Bordas. Blocked by Hoskins. He's late on that one. 1-2. Out of play. This is what the LumberJacks do.
They hack away. Keep on breaking down the pitcher. Long counts. They also know how to jump on a first pitch.
Second and third, they bring the corners in. Another 1-2 to Bordas. Got him inside. First strikeout of the day, and that's a big second out. When everything, of course, is condensed here in the PSCL, 7 inning games, 2-hour soft windows, every inning becomes that much more crucial, which in turn means every out becomes that much more crucial. Typical ball game, of course, 27 outs. As this one's grounded down the line for extra bases and 2 runs home. Soto and Michelier score on a 2-run double from Jackson Millett. And it's a 3-0 Jacks lead.
What was that about jumping on the first pitch?
There you go. Right on cue. Fastball ran in. Pull your hands around and tuck it down the chalk line. It's going to be tough to take this LumberJacks team down in the playoffs this year, especially when they'll have a first-round bye.
It's just mainly when that offense is clicking. That makes that team really hard to beat.
Yeah, pitching kind of fell apart yesterday, but that's typically not the case. Breaking ball high and tight. This is Ernesto Figueroa. 3-0. We're in the top of the first with 2 outs. So when you play a 7-inning ball game, by the way, breaking ball for a strike, mathematically you can think of every out as 1.3. 1.3 outs is every out, essentially, if you're thinking in a 9-inning game situation. Swing and a miss. It's 1-2. And oftentimes we only get through 6. Which means that you have 18 outs. As a ground ball to third is in the left-handed mitt of John McCutcheon. He'll throw to first to end the inning. So 18 outs if you end up playing just 6 innings, which shakes out to 1.5. So every out matters here in the PSCL, and the LumberJacks take advantage of that in the early going to put themselves ahead, which means we're about 2 innings in after that one, how it all shakes out. That'll finish up the frame. We go to the bottom of 1. Bootleggers try to answer back. It's 3-0 LumberJacks. Lumberjacks will try and shut it down and send Ubaldo Romo to the hill here for the bottom of the first. It's a 3-0 Jacks lead as the Bootleggers try to answer here with Graham Gonzalez, Henry Wright, and Jalen Freeman. First pitch from Romo misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Ubaldo Romo making a 6th appearance, his 5th start. He is 4-0 this year in 16 1/3 innings of work. He has struck out 19 batters and issued just 4 walks. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's good that he limits walks. He's facing the on-base percentage leader in the league.
1 ball, 1 strike. The righty comes back with it. Got a sword and a miss. I'm coining that phrase now, sword and a miss.
Sword and a miss.
That's mine. Heard it here first. How long does the U.S. Patent Office take, huh? It's like 4 months. 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Try to get him to chase. Three runs in that top of the inning. They did it on 4 hits, by the way. Of every variety, seemingly. A couple singles, a bunt single, a double. Just kind of all over the place in a good way. This one scorched in the air to right field. Got to move back on that, Soto. It's going to stay in the yard. Got a lot of that baseball, but with this humidity today, it went nowhere. Fly out to right field to begin the day.
Take a look at the defense for the Jacks and their green tops out there in the field. Left to right in the outfield, Kenneth Booth is in left, Josh Catacatan in center, and Arthur Soto in right. Third to first on the infield, Ernesto Figueroa at third, Bailey Bordas at short, Vinny Bachelier at second, and Jackson Millett at first. John Mackey's behind the plate working with Romo.
Next batter is Henry Wright with 1 out and the base is empty. Man, I could have sworn Graham Gonzalez got more of that baseball than he did. Shows you the power of Mother Nature. 0-1. Fouled off. It's 0-2.
Yeah, I'm going to go back on that point you were mentioning earlier about working efficiently. Guys in this league, if you tend to go longer innings, start throwing more pitches, you get more pitching changes, that ends up being a difference maker, a huge one in the game. The longer you're going, and if you're already down having to use more arms, that's putting you in an even bigger disadvantage. Ubaldo Romo knows how to work efficiently.
Upstairs with it. Just missed a little high and tight. Like to see him bury that pitch a little bit better. I'm sure he would too.
Yeah, if that gets in on the hands, Henry Wright's probably chasing.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball to Romo is sent. Here he comes. Got him to chase it. That's a really good pitch there from Ubaldo Romo for his first strikeout today. That's what I meant by bury it. Finish it. Let it spin the way it's naturally supposed to and get the strikeout. So nice job of him coming back with the same pitch and this time figuring it out. Jalen Freeman to the plate. The extra hitter out of the 3 spot looking for a 1-2-3 frame.
That slider that Henry Wright chased at 23 inches of horizontal break.
That'll do it. In the air to left field. Going to be playable for Kenneth Booth. And that's a 1-2-3 shutdown first for Ubaldo Romo. To the second, Lumberjacks leading 3-0. John Mackey will lead off the second for the LumberJacks. They find themselves in a 3-0 pad as we enter the second. Alongside Sam Walters, I'm Steve Granado. Glad you're joining us here for the final couple of days of the regular season. In for a strike. Here to begin Mackey, 0-1. I'd like to see a bounce back here from Ben Eisenhower. Giving up lots of contact in that first inning. Only one batter didn't make contact. Downstairs, 1-1. Bailey Bortis struck out swinging. Everybody else hit the ball into the field.
That's the thing that makes this LumberJacks lineup so dangerous. On a day like today where they have the power going tonight.
Outside.
Few guys in this lineup aren't even in the lineup today. Namely McCaskey, Hernandez, Farina without a start today. They're doing it with guys that aren't even the real power players.
They say he went around 2-2. Even though Mackey was still holding his bat there trying to beg for that call.
Also no Isaiah Alvarez. It's a dangerous offense.
Got him to swing and miss at that. Good job by Ben Eisenhower to waste no time and finish Mackey for the first out of the second. Brings up Jacob Martin, the DH today. Mentioned that these LumberJacks will not play tomorrow on Saturday, which is the last full day of the regular season. We will have one regular season game on Sunday at 8:30, moved because of the projected forecast tomorrow, which it should be up around 118, 119 tomorrow. The Coyotes-Bombers game was slated to be played in the afternoon on the turf field tomorrow, but instead they move it to Sunday morning at 8:30 to try and stave off the sun rays. As far as the Bootleggers are concerned, will not play either. Swinging a foul tip. So this is the last regular season game for both of these clubs. Tomorrow's schedule, 9 a.m. A's Colonials, 11:30 Grizzly and Snowbirds. Our last regular season games of the year before the play-in game on Sunday. We will have one game coverage for you at 9 a.m. because there's only 2 games played that day. Then we really get started on Monday. Think of it like a wild card almost. Single game elimination format. On its way home. Flown down the right field line. This is a very long run for Rich Myers. He's giving chase in foul territory, and with the short wall coming up, he just can't hang on. Good effort there by Rich Myers. That's a very dangerous and scary play. Nearly full speed with not much room to stomp on the brakes by the time you get to the ball. He is able to do that, and especially considering it's a chain link fence with blacktop on the other side of it. A little hazardous. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts now for Ben Eisenhower, and 3 of the last 4 outs recorded.
Could really use a good bounce back inning here.
Yeah. Kenneth Booth will try and get in the way of that. 3-0. We're in the top of the second. LumberJacks leading. First pitch outside. 1-0. In the air to left. This one, however, is hooked out of play. Everyone will give it a courtesy look. Just past noon here in Palm Springs, Southern California. Sam Walters to my right. I'm Steve Granado. You're watching the PSCL penultimate day of the regular season. Sam, do we have time to look up one last etymology?
Penultimate?
Penultimate. Up and away. Two outs and nobody on with 2 strikes. Came back inside. It's from 1670s. From Old French. Swinging a foul ball. There you go. More you know. Mid 15th century Old French penultime, I would assume. Penultime? I don't speak French.
Don't look at me.
Yeah, neither do you.
I've just heard that word used wrong so many times. I almost forget what it means.
Means second to last. That pitch is going to be missed down and away, so ball 4. Couldn't get a 1-2-3 frame from Eisenhower. It'll go back to the top of the order, Josh Catacatan. He scored on the sacrifice fly back in the first inning. First walk from Eisenhower. So 10 batters faced thus far. 5 of them reach. 4 hits and that 1 walk. Good breaking ball there to begin. Catacatan on the inside edge. Went front door, and it's an 0-1 count. That was from edamonline.com, by the way. Clever name. Runner bluffs. Breaking ball hit him. So tried to repeat that breaking ball, but didn't find the success a second time around. Puts runners on first and second for Arthur Soto. It's the first hit batter of the ball game. Well, the last thing you want if you're the Bootleggers is a tough day on the hill against the best offense in the league. That's why we say it's so important for Eisenhower to have a shutdown frame here. Even more important now to leave runners stranded. First pitch overpowered with a fastball. Soto swings and misses. Single and a run scored in the first. Cal State Monterey Bay out of Scotts Valley, California. On the corner for a strike. Graduated from Archbishop Mitty High School, a very good high school, where one Nick York was just drafted by the Boston Red Sox not too long ago. I believe that was last year, if I'm not mistaken. Without looking it up. Ground ball down the line. That's in fair territory. Bring home a couple of more, boys. Arthur Soto on his way to second. Scoring on the play is Booth and Catacatan. It's 5-0 Lumberjacks. Second 2-run double for the Jacks today. Jackson Millett and now Josh Arthur Soto.
It's tough.
Very tough.
Eisenhower allowed them to extend that inning. That one breaking ball getting away from him made him face the top of the order. In case it's not self-explanatory, you would love to do that without anyone on the base path.
Yeah. Bachelier to the plate. Spin and look at second. Talking more about Archbishop Mitty. Arthur Soto on that team, if I'm not mistaken, also it would have been his junior year when Archbishop Mitty won the Boris Classic North bracket. Here's a ripper to left and down for another knock. They'll bring home Soto. Trade places at second, and on his way there with an RBI and then some is Vinny Bachelier. And it's 6-0 Jacks. This offense, once it gets going, hard to stop it. That's 4 straight to reach with 2 outs.
You ever seen Lumberjacks at a county fair? You're on a merry-go-round right now.
That's a weird merry-go-round. Merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round.
It's usually a horse or a donkey or pig or something.
A pig.
Not Paul Bunyan.
Pig named Alexi.
Spoiler alert for
Not really.
Black Widow.
He could have just left it unsaid.
Drake Bicknell sacked fly in his first time up with 2 outs. First pitch down and in. So again, for Arthur Soto, who went to Archbishop Mitty, he might have, I can't confirm this, I'd have to double check, would have been on that team that went to the Boris Classic final. Of course, we've talked about it in the past, but California does not have state playoffs in baseball in high school. Lined out to left center field towards the alleyway, coming in to make the grab is Jeff Broaders. So instead, Boris Classic is essentially a mid-season replacement for a state playoff, and Archbishop Mitty won the Northern Bracket in 2019, which means, by the way, they are the defending Northern Bracket champions because we haven't played the last 2 years. That's going to wrap it up here in the second inning, but another big frame for the LumberJacks. They put in 3 runs on 2 hits. We go to the second. They've doubled up 6-0. The incline on the treadmill continues to climb here for the Bootleggers. They trail 6-0 now after an inning and a half. Rich Myers will lead things off, trying to get anything here against Ubaldo Roma, who went 1-2-3 easily in the first. First pitch to Myers is off the plate and down, 1 ball, no strikes. We're here at Palm Springs Stadium. Where else would we be? On a muggy now Friday afternoon. Hopefully your weekend is off to a fine start. Our post-holiday weekend always feels a little weird. It's kind of like that time after Christmas and right before New Year's. You're like, oh, it's just regular now. Ground ball towards second base, diving out of the reach here of Bachelier. And Rich Myers has the first hit of the ball game. It's a single to center. What's the next holiday, Sam? Memorial?
Yeah, I believe so. Not Memorial, Labor Day.
Labor. Thank you. Labor's in September.
Yes.
And then it's Veterans. Veterans November 11th. Day after my birthday. That's the only reason I remember. Then Thanksgiving, then Christmas for the major U.S. holidays.
You missed 11/11 by that slim of a margin?
My mom could have had me on either November 9th or November 10th, 11th, or 12th, and she said, get him out. Pick the 10th.
You got evicted.
Yeah, I was evicted real quick. She's like, I'm done. Second pregnancy, no thank you. Get him out. Do whatever you got to do, whatever's quickest.
Oh.
Love you, Mom.
and he still doesn't pay rent to this day.
Okay. I wish. You ever pay rent in California, Sam?
No, I have not.
I just did. Don't look at my bank account. Colin Jensen trying to get things rolling here for the Bootleggers, looking up at 6.
Yeah, Steve's the squatter.
Yeah, I got my rights.
Yeah.
On its way home. Strike called. Colin Jensen out of Northampton Community College from Garnet Valley, Pennsylvania. I don't think the Pennsylvania housing prices are as ridiculous as they are here in SoCal, let alone Orange County and LA.
You know they just named Atlanta the #1 most expensive city to live in for new renters or new tenants?
No way.
I believe so.
No chance.
I believe so.
No chance.
There is a chance.
That seems like a clickbait article
No, I think it was.
based out of like the Atlanta Journal or something.
No. It was an O magazine. I don't think so.
Coming home with it. Flipped out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. My apartment in Anaheim, we think someone died in it because our rent is cheaper than it probably should be, considering we're 3rd floor with a view of Angel Stadium. The only reason we live there is because it was only $100 than the junky shack I was living in before.
You got to get out before your landlord becomes a baseball fan.
Right.
Oh, Tawny's hitting 33rd home run.
Okay, well, rent just went up $600.
Yeah.
Time was called right before the pitch was delivered. So we have a running theory that someone died there, thus rent so low. I mean, so low by comparison, which is why we've hung on to this place for 2 years. Like, you know what? We looked at other prices, and everything is worse and more expensive. That's L.A. and Orange County. That's the experience. Swing and a miss. 1-2. No, that was a 1-2 pitch. One day I'll have my scoreboard, Sam. One day. Guy can dream, right?
Yeah, I can't wait. You'll get it whenever you move back to your apartment. You can see it from Angel Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Not going to lie. Can see the stadium fireworks on Saturday nights. Pretty cool. Hang out on the balcony and watch the fireworks.
I got a few friends that live in the Battery outside of Truist in Atlanta.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really cool.
For the first time, right before this season started, I had the opportunity to go to the ballpark and fulfill a childhood dream of walking out of the place I live and straight to the ballpark. It's why I basically moved there, not going to lie. And then, something happened in the world, baseball things. Out of play with this one to Brandon McCray. 1 out and a runner aboard at first. It's 6-0 LumberJacks. We're in the bottom of the 2nd. Brandon McCray batting for the first time today. Not the only Mick on the team, John McCutcheon. McCray out of the College of the Desert, went to Santiago High School. Foul tipped. McCray is, dare I say, only 5'7".
You dare.
But he can make a 50-inch box jump.
Whoa.
And he can run on a treadmill at 22.5 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's fast.
Alexa, how fast does a cheetah run?
Not as fast as Brandon McCray.
Here's what I found on the web.
Here you go.
That was perfect. Runner at first base still. Foul tipped. Nice job by Mackey to hang on. That's back-to-back Ks for Ubaldo Romo. There's 2 gone. Brings up Ryan Hoskins, the catcher.
Mac is that's Irish, right?
Miss Mary,
Mac.
all dressed in
Mac.
Return of the...
That used to be my walk-up song, Steve.
A lot of people had that one.
It's a good one.
Just missed inside 1-0 here on Hoskins. 6-0. We're in the bottom of the third. Bootleggers trying to bounce, dare I say, Miss Mary back.
But really, is it Irish?
I think. I really don't know. I'm not Irish.
We got
Don't kiss me. Breaking ball on the edge for a strike. That's a good one again from Romo. He's able to place that little slider for a strike, which a lot of guys in this league are on and off with. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was going to say the Irish colors on the field.
Hey. Look at that.
I have Irish heritage, if you can't tell by my dashing freckles and nothing else.
Yeah, I was like, and what else?
And Mac.
And scene. In the air to left. This one, however, headed towards the concourse, and it's 1-2. A lot of 1-2 counts today from Waldo Romo. Count them for me, Sam, if you can. Well, you probably can.
3.
There were a couple other ones. Where
3 out of 7.
We had other 1-2s, and then
Yes,
2-2, etc. Romo trying to send him back to the dugout, including himself. Runner stays put. Overthrown. He's going to go now. First wild pitch of the day. Just overthrew it. Gripped it a little too hard. When the LumberJacks come to the plate in the top of the third, Bailey Bordas will lead things off. That was the first wild pitch of the year for Ubaldo Romo. That tells you everything you need to know.
Usually pretty dialed in. He was looking for a really good breaking ball there. Just, a little bit too much on it.
Yeah. Trying to scratch a run here with a 2-2 count. Coming back. A little extra mustard on that one. Just try there again at 2-2. Last time out for Romo was on July the 4th against the Blue Sox. Went 3 innings in a start, gave up 2 earned on 3 hits, a strikeout, and a walk. That snapped 2 scoreless outings for him, totaling 7 innings. Ryan Hoskins calling timeout here.
We often say no relation as a punchline, but there is relation with Ubaldo Romo.
There's many a Romo. You're going to have to enlighten me.
Sergio.
No way. Learn something new every day, Sam. Cousins. Sergio Ramos and Horacio Ramirez. Good company. It's a big name to live up to as far as pitching is concerned. World Series champion. Doesn't get much bigger than that. While the Romo native of Atwater, which is in Los Angeles.
Is it Atwater?
Yeah, email me. Romo@water.com.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss, and got him to strike out. 4th K in 6 outs recorded, and he strikes out all 3 here in this second. We go to the third. LumberJacks still up by a lot, 6-0. Go to the third, and we're going to see a new arm here for the Bootleggers. Matt Riley takes over for Ben Eisenhower. First pitch he throws runs inside, 1-0 here on Bailey Bordas. Final line for Eisenhower, not great here today, and one he'd probably like to have back, probably because of that 2-out rally in the second. 2 innings, 6 hits, 6 earned. A walk, 2 strikeouts, and a hit batter. Down and away with this one, 2-0 here. Again, Matt Riley takes over. Faces off with 5, 6, and 7. It's 6-0 LumberJacks. They try to add to the lead here. Swung on and missed. It's 2-1. Fans, don't forget, coming up tonight, the SoCal Halos in town for the first of a 2-game series, our last true series of the year. SoCal Haleys versus Palm Haleys. The Halos versus the Palm Springs Power at 7:05.
The all-Haley team coming in.
Check out Softball America for that one. Ball in the dirt, 3-1.
Leading off, Comet.
It's a great Haley. Haley's hand. You know Haley's hand?
Nope.
She is a little girl. I don't know how old she is, but has thrown the first pitch out at every MLB stadium. Pitch is high for ball 4.
That's sweet.
She has, I don't know if she was born with it or if there was an accident. She only has one hand. She has a prosthetic hand and has thrown a pitch out at every ballpark. And that's first overall right there. Haley's hand. Jackson Millett to the plate, a 2-run double back in the first. I wonder how old she is. She's probably around 9, maybe.
Already?
Sweet little
She's
kid.
gone to 30 ballparks and she's 9?
Sweet kid, yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's really, really cute kid. Breaking ball, a ball, throw on to first. It's 1-0. She's very popular on Instagram. Friends with Mike Trout. Same.
You guys are basically flatmates.
There you go. It's 2-0. Her name is Haley Dawson. And she actually, it's not just a prosthetic hand, it's a robotic hand. Her right hand is robotic.
You know, I used to want to go into biomedical engineering, things that would design and engineer prosthetics.
So you shifted into a very relatable field, yes?
Yes.
Swing and a miss, 2-1 here on Jackson Millett.
It's only relatable now at this moment.
First time for everything.
I decided money making wasn't my thing.
She's 11. She's 11 years old. Sweet kid. Her Instagram is much better than mine. In the dirt, 3-1. Matt Riley trying to find the zone here. She's got pictures of Aaron Judge and Trout. Like, come on. I think she was friends with, what's his name? Bringer of Rain. Josh Donaldson. Yeah, I think she had some pictures with Josh Donaldson once upon a time. 3-1. Pulled foul off the end of the bat.
You wouldn't think it, but Josh Donaldson is such a nice guy.
Well, in the news lately, it hasn't been that way.
Really?
Oh, he had a big old feud with Garrett Cole.
Oh yeah, that's his thing. On the field, he wants to be hated.
Sure.
But off the field, seems like a really pleasant guy.
Casual picture with Corey Kluber on her Insta. Runner goes, 3-2 inside for ball 4. They say it actually hit him. So Jackson Millett wears it in the jersey that was flopping in the wind. That'll be the first hit batter, first of the game. We go, or first of Matt Riley's day, second overall for the LumberJacks. And it puts runners on first and second. Let's see who else she got on here. Jim Abbott, that's cool. Ooh, took a picture with Jim Abbott. That's a good one. There she is with Derek Jeter, Mariano Rivera, Johnny Bench, Don Mattingly. Why do I want this kid's life now? I want to be this kid. So cool. Ernesto Figueroa with a chance to give them more. 6-0 LumberJacks. We're in the top of the third. Smoke to left. That ball's going to fall in for a base hit. They will hold Bordas at third. That's the right decision. Jeff Broaders has got a good arm. So Figueroa one pitch to float it into left, and John Mackey now with a chance. Struck out swinging back in the second inning. Nobody out still. Ball game turning lopsided. The best offense in the league. Again, downstairs 1-0. It's a shame we haven't been able to see the LumberJacks as much as we would like.
Yeah, they played a lot across the way.
Down and away. Most runs they have scored in a game. Any guesses, Sam? It didn't happen here.
What the number of runs was?
Yes.
Probably like 14.
Very close, actually. 13.
Oh, okay.
Outside with it. 3 balls and no strikes. 13 runs against the Snowbirds on June 19th. 8:30 a.m. game on the turf field. That's one way to start your morning.
Oof.
Lucky number 13.
Wake up and smell the blowout.
In the air to center field. This will bring home a run. Henry Wright tracking. Tagging at third is Portis. It'll be a sac fly for John Mackey as they'll hold them at first and second. And it's 7-0 LumberJacks. Seems like no matter what, they don't waste opportunities. Even if they may not necessarily get the most out of it, they hardly let an opportunity go to waste.
Yeah, they really know how to capitalize, tack on here and there. Right now they've got the box score full. Scored runs in each of the first 3 innings.
Yeah, that was a rough one yesterday. They just really couldn't figure it out. Offense scored enough in theory to win a game with 4 runs. That's right on the cusp. But the 11 allowed was the most they have allowed all year. High and over the head for Chico Martin. He struck out back in the second.
And a lot of that credit goes to Connor Robinson yesterday from the North Stars. Gave up those 4 runs in the first and then settled in.
He looked so good yesterday.
Another complete game. That's good to see.
Yeah,
a lot of different teams with a lot of different guys going 7.
Heads up. 2-0. Still only 1 out here. That fly out was the first one.
Another right-hander warming in the bullpen for the Bootleggers.
First guy or second guy up. 3-0. Change up and tight.
Nathan Beckley.
Nathan Beckley, the San Francisco State kid. Speaking of San Francisco moments ago. Ground ball down the line. Man, they've really put a lot down that third base line today. This one foul for a strike.
You can tell that Sam DiMatteo, that's their head coach, also the hitting coach for the Power. He's been working with them in the cages a lot. You can tell that their ability to pull the hands through on the inside is not lost.
I'd like to see some inside out, however.
Yes.
Can't be too pull happy. That'll be ball 4, second walk at the inning. Lower reloads the bases for Kenneth Booth. Gonna go out and chat here. Well, our final regular season day looks like this tomorrow at 9 a.m. One more time for you. It's A's and Colonials on Saturday. Then the Grizzly and Snowbirds meet up at 11:30. Sunday morning, no broadcast for this one, but Coyotes and Bombers will play the final regular season game of the PSCL 2021 season. Still stuck in the past. Lost a year.
Understandably.
And then at 9 a.m. we'll have our play-in game. So there will be a ball game on this field 9 a.m. That'll be our only broadcast of the day. Then it all starts on Monday morning.
I believe we had 6 games that day total.
We'll see.
3 broadcasted.
Yeah, we'll see. We haven't gotten the full schedule just yet. Still waiting on seating and the likes, where people are going to be, down and away. And also, of course, the heat will have a factor to play as well, just like it will tomorrow, which is why we're moving that game. to Sunday morning. So many things to figure out still. 2-0. Hoskins kind of misread that one. Wants a new baseball. Base was loaded, 1 out.
Yeah, but that's 2-0 that he's had a good trap on. Don't let it get through the doggy door.
Wouldn't dream of it. 2-0 here. Beckley has sat down from warming up. Means he must be ready. Strike called, 2-1. 7-0. They're trying to add more here in the third inning. Can they get 3? Keep pace here for a 21-run ball game. Get blackjack. Agua Caliente would like that. Actually, they would hate it. Inside 3-1 means they lost. They want their dealers to get 21. Agua Caliente, of course, a nearby casino and sponsors Power in a big way. Just down the road, not too far. 3-1 in the dirt, ball 4. That'll bring home a run. Third walk of the inning, and it's a 8-0 LumberJacks lead. Jackson Millett scores on the play, and everybody moves up 90 feet. Now Figueroa at third and Martin at first. Riley not missing too bad right now. He's living around the zone. If he is missing, he's spiking a lot. Like if he's missing wildly is what I mean. Josh Catacatan, third time up in as many innings. 1 for 1, single hit by pitch, 2 runs scored. He swings to the first one, 0-1.
Yeah, Matt Riley has that big 12-6 type curveball. A lot of vertical drop on it. I'd like to see him set it up better. Right now he's just trying to throw it in, which is fine to fine-tune that pitch in the middle of an at-bat. It's just right now, if you're missing, you can't do it with runners on.
Upstairs with this one, 2-0. Making his 7th appearance, his 5th out of the bullpen. Last pitch 4 days ago. He went 3 innings in a start against the Rush, gave up 3 earned. He hit 3 batters in that ball game, which is obviously a number he'd like to drop. He's hit at least 1 in his last 3 appearances. Strike. And he can make that now 4 with a hit batter in this inning. Still only 1 out. 2 runs home. Sends it out of play. Ball game closing in on the 1 hour mark. 12:39. Ball game started at 11:41. And that's been all LumberJacks in this one. Doesn't help that Ubaldo Romo has spun a good one so far. Just 1 base runner on a single. 4 strikeouts in 2 innings. In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Josh Catacatan. Matt Riley looking for his first strikeout today. Coming back. Full count. Ryan Hoskins is getting his work in today. He's looked really good.
Yeah, both he and Weinzimmer are solid behind the plate.
Hasn't allowed anything to get past him yet. Payoff. It's 3 straight. So they do reach the 3 mark here, and they keep it even throughout. It's 9-0. Ball game is turning on its head rather quickly here for the Bootleggers. It's the 4th walk of the inning. And an RBI for Josh Catacatan. He's reached base 3 times today. Ryan Hoskins wants some water. I don't blame him. It's muggy out there today. May not look it, may look normal to you folks at home, but right now we had a small 5 to 10 minute rain shower that came through the area, and when you're in heat like this in the desert, all that means is humidity jumps. So you don't blame Ryan Hoskins, who's suited up behind the plate right now, at all.
Looks like he just went mud bogging.
I have no idea what that is, Sam. What in the Southern did you just say?
It's when you take a all-terrain vehicle into large mud puddles after a long rain.
I thought that was just mudding.
Mud bogging is in the bog.
Upstairs 1-0 to Arthur Soto. That's the scientific term for it.
Yes, it is the genus and species.
Ah, yes, but of course. Arthur Soto has reached base twice on a pair of hits. He's halfway to the cycle right now with a double and single. Those are the quote-unquote easy ones. Swing and a miss, man. He was trying to get that big one out of the way right there. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Also has a stolen. No, he does not have a stolen base. Beg your pardon. It's a sacrifice that moved him to third. Runners everywhere. Still 1 out. Ooh, man. Sam, you know what they call those?
What?
It's a daddy hack.
Yeah, that's a lumberjack daddy hack.
Yeah, right there.
Give a dog a bone.
Martin at third, Booth at second. Catacatan at first. 2 strikes on Arthur Soto. He ain't shorting up here. Why should he? He just got worn in the back of the leg, and it's 10-0 Lumberjacks. And this ball game has turned sour very quick. Jacob Martin scores on the play. 4 runs in the frame. And this is the toughest pill to swallow. 1 hit. I think they're rolling over here. They are rolling over the inning. So just when you thought it was out of control, it gets even worse because all 3 of the runners on base do score on the play. So 3 runs across, all unearned runs charged to Matt Riley there. And that makes it a 13-0 ball game. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and the Bootleggers will try to chip away. Looking up at a baker's dozen is never an easy thing to come back from, but especially against Ubaldo Romo, who has looked really good through the first 2 innings. He has faced just 1 over the minimum and struck out 4 of the 6 outs he's recorded. It'll be up to John McCutcheon to try and get the train moving here as he takes a ball downstairs 1-0. McCutcheon followed by Greg Pavin and Jeff Broaders, the bottom part of this order here for the Bootleggers, with that big 0 on the board. 1-0 from Romo. Overthrown again. 2 balls, no strikes. I think part of the reason also why we rolled over that inning when it was 8 faced for Matt Riley. I think, too, they wanted to get Romo back on the mound without having to sit for too long. Understandably. Missed off the plate. Is it me, or is those looking a little more sidearm than usual?
They are.
You're already going to get an arm loose in the Lumberjacks bullpen.
That's McCaskey.
Jacob McCaskey. Had a feeling he was going to throw today. On the strike zone there on the edge. We've only seen McCaskey in 2 relief roles this year. Does have a save. Which, let's see. This isn't. (3-1). Ground ball, weakly hit towards second base. We handled for 3 on the pull. Oh, he threw it wild. Runner's going to take off for second. Good throw gets him. It skips in and all the way to left field. Oh, there ain't any other way to score that one. E4. That was as easy as it gets.
That's one where you just see a guy have too much time.
Yeah. Thinking about it.
It can happen. I've done it many a time. Especially in the days playing third base.
I've never had an error before in my life. I don't know what you're talking about. Perfect 1,000 fielding percentage. Career.
And half the time when you're at third, it's the ones that are hot shots. You make a nice pick.
Yeah,
Something
then
cool
now,
happens, and then you airmail it.
Yeah, it's because he had like 2 steps on you by the time it got to you.
Yeah.
You go, okay, well, now I still got 80 feet. Greg Pavin, the shortstop, will try and make him pay here after the E4. 0-1. Heads up, Lele. Hanging out down at the pit down there. Our team photographer. In case you see any of those gorgeous photos on Insta or anywhere else.
She does a great job.
She really does. Very talented photographer. Got a great eye for it. That's half the battle. Pack up the middle for Pavin, and that's going to sneak in. They will hold the runner at third. Josh Catacatan hustles the throw in. New left fielder, by the way, Josh Hernandez. Stands in left, and now there's runners on the corners with nobody out.
I'm glad Ubaldo didn't end up touching that baseball. He stuck out a bare hand to try and field it maybe.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't catch that because we already saw a guy try to field a ball. I think it was the comebacker on the turf field that ended up fracturing a finger.
We didn't see that.
Right.
We heard whispers of. Jeff Broaders, last guy up here. We're in the bottom of the third. It's 13-0 LumberJacks. But again, all you got to do is chip away. What did we talk about yesterday, Sam? Win the pitch. Win the pitch means whatever that means in that given situation. Always preached to me from Southern California baseball growing up. Main motto is always win the pitch, win the pitch. Go 1-0 today. Fouled back. That's what they mean when they go game at a time, inning at a time, pitch at a time, at bat at a time. Focus on that slim margin. It's like Chandler and Friends trying to get married. Yeah, I got to focus on one thing at a time. Just got to put on a tux. What's the next thing? Get married. Breaking ball sat on and sprayed out of play on the first base side.
There's your Friends reference of the day.
There you go. Mark it down in your calendar.
We know you love it.
+1. It's not a community after that. They're making marks in the table. Winger zingers. Foul tipped. What is it? Tally marks is the one that Childish Gambino's putting?
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. That's such a good joke. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Don. Old.
Dan and Don.
Dan and Don. The dream team.
McCutcheon at third, Pavin at first. Community now available on Netflix. I want to see Ubaldo Roma work out of this. He doesn't get into a lot of trouble. So when he does, let's see how he responds. It's only, well, there's nobody out. Trying to get Broaders here. Slide step pitch is popped into shallow left field. Late jump on it. That's going to fall in there. and bring home a run, an RBI single for Jeff Broaders. And it's 13-1. Hasn't been hard contact in this inning at all. They got a run. That's an unearned run as McCutcheon comes to the plate. Up and away with it. This is Graham Gonzalez now to the plate. Gonzalez flew out to right field back in the first inning. We're in the home half of the third, and it's a 13-1 LumberJacks lead. Go out on a limb, Sam, without any research. As the 1-0 comes home, inside for ball 2. If the Bootleggers come back, I got to imagine that would be the biggest comeback in PSCL history. Hard pressed to find one bigger than that, I got to imagine.
Yeah, that's a fair assumption.
13-run deficit. Hey, starts at that first run. And now Romo just can't find the strike zone. 3-0. That air, I think, is just kind of threw off his mojo. Still no outs. Fouled off, 3-1. Just looking for a ground ball to get him back on track. Give me a weak or a medium contact grounder to short.
Ideal.
Yeah, true to the hop, no problems. Roll it around and feel like you're back on pace. Because right now he feels off pace. Shouldn't go. Notice Graham Gonzalez, green light, 3-0 there. Why not? Down by 12. 3-1 pitch. Yes, he did. 3-2. A strikeout here would bode well. Especially after being down in the count 3-0. Losing him here. Uh-oh. Payoff. Off the foot. Try it again. Romo went to Bulach or Buhach Colony High School. Also attended Hartnell College from 2018 to 19. Try another 3-2 here. Coming back. Reach down, flip towards right field. Long run in for Soto. He's going to make the grab. Rush the throw to second, and it's late. Well, good job by Bailey Owen, the third base coach. He was screaming at Greg Pavin to get back. Graham Gonzalez flies out. That's the first out of the inning. And that might be the end of the line. It looks like it is for Ubaldo Romo. So don't need him to push it any further. We'll see you in the playoffs. After a first-round bye, got to imagine Ubaldo Romo will be one of the top contenders to get a start in a second or third round. That's going to do it here for him. He'll give way to the bullpen. He lasts 2 1/3 and leaves with a 13-1 advantage. We're still in the bottom of 3. Jacob McCaskey takes over on the hill for Ubaldo Romo. Faces off with Henry Wright here with runners on first and second with 1 out. He inherits 2 runners. The pitch misses up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. This will just be the 3rd outing for McCaskey, all out of the bullpen. Just 3 2/3 innings of work, so the rest of the numbers don't really matter, except for his 6 strikeouts. Take that any day of the week. 1-0. McCaskey misses out, 2-0. Of course, see McCaskey elsewhere. He's played 11 games in the PSCL this year with the bat. He's living around the strike zone right now, but not catching it. 3-0. Ball to Romo, by the way, will go down and run some pulls. It looks like he's walking down the right side of the diamond. Great day to run. Four-pitch walk. Oh, no, they give him that strike. 3-1. It's 104, but feels like 108. The old Googler right now. That will miss for a walk. First walk issued to the Bootleggers today. This is not at all what you want if you're the LumberJacks. 13, what was 13-0. An error is what really threw off the vibes, if you will. It's all about those vibes, Sam. Good vibes only.
13-0 vibes.
Mood.
13-1 vibes.
13-1 vibes. Jalen Freeman now trying to disrupt those vibes as he fouls it off. Ugh, me. 13-1, it me. I'm breaking Sam's brain. Pavin at third, Broaders at second, Wright at first. 2 hits in the inning and an error. Oh, 1 to Freeman. Another foul ball. It's 0-2. Clock strikes 1.
Dong.
That's it, just 1. McCaskey trying to come back here. Infield plays back, understandably so. 1-2. That's off the inside edge by a good 3 baseballs or so. Somebody thought it was strike 3.
Just so you know.
That somebody wasn't Mike Evans. That's
He
all
knew.
that's all that matters.
Be like Mike.
I want to be. 1-2 lined and threw into left field. They're going to bring home 2 runs with that one, and they cut the deficit to 13-3 now with a 2-run RBI single from Jalen Freeman. So Pavin and Broaders score. Wright gets to second, and Rich Myers to the plate with still just 1 out. Don't look now. Problem is, you got to stop the LumberJack offense. That's the problem.
Them's the breaks.
Yeah. Bootleggers can score, but can they stop the hottest offense in the league? So far, answer no. Rich Myers to the plate, had a single back in the second inning. We're in the bottom of the third, 3 runs across, which they've almost answered back with all the runs that conventionally scored in the top of the inning. The rollover made it 7, which put this game way out of reach. Strike call. So again, Wright at second, Freeman at first, 1 down, looking for the double play to send him back and get out of the sun. Strike on the edge. 0-2. Runners go. Pitch is high and tight. That'll go as a double steal. Tough one if you're the catcher, John Mackey. So you ain't going to get an ending double play conventionally now. Lifted to left. That ball will hang up to make the grab as Josh Hernandez tagging and scoring on the play is Henry Wright. That makes it a 4-run frame, 13-4. It's back to single digits on the lead. This is what you do, though. Just chip away. This is all you can do. The throw goes to third, so Freeman stays put there at second. And there's now 2 outs for Colin Jensen. By the way, that closes the book on Ubaldo Romo. 2 1/3 here today. 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Depending on the length of this game innings-wise, he would be the pitcher of record out of play with this one. If the ball game goes 6 or less, which at this point, I'm going to go ahead and venture and guess to say it will, then he would win this ball game. If we go the full 7, no. Runner goes for third. In the dirt, another stolen bag for Jalen Freeman. He picks up 2 here while on the base paths. I mean, they're going for it. They ain't giving up here. Got to give them credit there. Had a couple of comeback wins this season. We've seen it. One and one. Jensen struck out swinging his last time around. Calling this one to shallow right. Late jump on it again. Diving effort, not in the mid of Soto. Make it a 5-run third. They've almost got them all back to answer here in the inning. Just another late jump. Freeman scores on the Jensen single. That'll bring up, by the way, the 9th batter of the inning. This after the LumberJacks had 8 come to the plate in the top of the frame. And I feel like I've been talking for 3 hours on this one. First pitch waved and missed. Credit where credit is due. They've battled back. They've raced the first inning and a third of the second inning. Or 2/3 of the second inning. Got 5 on the board. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Brandon McCray struck out as well back in the second. 0-1. Another arm getting up and loosening now for the LumberJacks. Cued off the inside part of the bat. McCaskey set, comes home. Mackey blocks him, man. He's had a tough inning. He's had to really work back there. Catchers usually do. Try and pick up the first strikeout here. And we'll do so. Down goes Brandon McCray, but very solid inning here for the Bootleggers. They put 5 on the board as we go to the 4th. It's 13-5. 5 runs on 4 hits and no errors for the Bootleggers. 13 runs on 7 hits and 1 error on the LumberJacks as we enter the top of the 4th. New pitcher into the ball game is Nathan Beckley to tell you all about that and then some. Here's my partner, Sam Walters.
So Nathan Beckley is going to make his first appearance pitching of the season. Not too sure if this is a move to make for a position player. He's not listed as a pitcher, but it seems that he has had pitching experience in the past. His first pitch in there to Vinny Bichelier is a strike. Beckley 5'11", 180 out of San Fran State. As I mentioned, this first appearance. He's had plenty of time batting with the Bootleggers. Misses 1-1. But on here, Bootleggers probably seeing if they have another arm in stock for the playoffs approaching quickly. 1-1 skips in. Vinny Bichelier is 2 for 2 today. Singled and scored in the first and had an RBI double in the second. It's due up 3, 4, 5 in the order for the Jacks. Waved on and missed by Bichelier. 13-5 Jacks over Bootleggers, but Bootleggers were able to respond in the bottom of the 3rd. After the Jacks put up 7 in the top of that frame. Would have only been 4, but they rolled over with the bases loaded. That one in the dirt. The Bootleggers came back and scored 5 in the bottom of the frame. Two of those off of Jacob McCaskey. 3 of them off of Ubaldo Romo. That one sits solid over to second, gets under the glove of Brandon McRae. And into center field, Vinny Bichelier is thinking too. He's going to get in there standing. Lead off double for Bichelier. That's his second one today. He'll toss a guard back to the bench. Pass the bat to Drake Bicknell. 0 for 1 today, had a sac fly back in the first. That scored the first run of the day for the LumberJacks. Since then, it's been base knock after base knock. Beckley hits the zone. Well, even in a game like this, where still after a 5-run inning, it feels like a pretty insurmountable comeback to make. This is good repetition for the Bootleggers to play the top team in the league before the playoffs start. This is refinement. Another one in there for a strike for Beckley. Another positive that can come out of this, if Nathan Beckley is able to work a clean inning or few, that's another arm you can take into the playoffs. That's been the main struggle for the Bootleggers this season. Pitching depth. That one up in the air, a mile high, shallow infield. Coming in as the second baseman, McRae, he'll make the catch. That's the first out of the top of the 4th. Here's Bailey Bordas. Walked and scored in the third, struck out in the first. So again, we remind you that this Jacks lineup has scored 13 runs without the help of any of their power players in the lineup. Beckley pops the mitt for a strike. Josh Hernandez entered into left field as a defensive substitution for Kenneth Booth. But otherwise, Ernesto Figueroa is the only power player in the lineup. McCaskey is coming to pitch, but he's not hit yet. And also, no Isaiah Alvarez. Another one in there, 0-2 to Bordas. That's what a season with a grind like this is all about, being able to have guys step in on any certain occasion and be able to perform. There's no true bench mob mentality in the PSCL. Guys are all looking for at-bats. But quite clearly, when you have a team that has 4 different players on the power roster to start the season, there is a difference. Swung on and missed by Bordas for a strikeout for Nathan Beckley. He's looked pretty good. If he can make it out of this inning clean, maybe give a few to the Bootleggers. That's an arm you take into the playoffs. I'm going to bring up the first baseman, Jackson Millett. Had a 2 RBI double in the first, hit by pitch and scored in the third. Runner on second and 2 outs. Vinny Bichelier gave a big dance at second, but gets back in there safely. Millett holds up, 1-0 count. Looks like Jarrett Heilman is warming up for the Jacks in the bullpen. Not exactly warm-up tossing in full stride for a strike. He's tossing over in the bullpen area with Martine Neal, who we saw yesterday. Just outside. Two on to Millett. Breaking ball fades out of the zone. Three-1 in the air to left center. Broaders and Wright give chase. It'll be Henry Wright taking command. He'll catch that for the third out. So after a leadoff double from Vinny Bichelier, Jacks go down quietly here in the top of the fourth. A solid inning of work for Nathan Beckley. We head to the bottom of the frame. Jacks still all over this one, 13-5. Bottom half of 4 is 13-5 Jacks. Ryan Hoskins will lead things off for the Bootleggers. They scored 5 in the bottom of the 3rd. 3 on Ubaldo Romo and 2 on McCaskey. It'll be a new arm on the mound for the Jacks. Jarrett Heilman in. He draws a swing. It's 0-1 to Hoskins. Another guy we're getting a look at for the first time. Not totally on the season, just here at Palm Springs Stadium as that one misses. Jarrett Heilman, 6'2", 190, Mercyhurst University. Making his 5th appearance of the season. This is only the 2nd time he has not started. Put a charge into one in center, but Catacatan chases it. Hoskins goes down for the first out in the bottom of the 4th. 15 2/3 pitch this season for Highland already. Giving up 7 earned runs, 9 walks, 20 strikeouts. Good enough for a 1.47 whip and 237 opposing batting average. Now faces John McCutcheon. Third baseman reached on an error his first time up. You could say John McCutcheon was the one that threw Ubaldo Romo out of his groove. That error ended up being followed by 2 singles, loaded the bags, swung on and missed. And Romo ended up being chased after the next batter. McCaskey came in, gave up a couple of runs, but 3 of those charged to Romo. He looked good in the first 2 innings. Only faced 1 over the minimum, gave up a single. Called strike 3. John McCutcheon goes down on 3 pitches. That's the 21st strikeout of the season for Heilman and his first one today. Two outs for Greg Pavin. Shortstop singled back in the 3rd. Ended up scoring. First pitch breaking ball missed out. Bootleggers have an arm warming up. That's Jake DeFiore out in the bullpen. I would like to see another inning of Nathan Beckley. Misses high, 2-0. Wave and you miss it, breaking ball. In there for a strike, 2-1. Another one outside. The breaking ball misses outside. That'll put Pavin aboard with the walk. First repass allowed by Heilman. Only the 2nd ball given up by the Jacks today. That'll further this inning to Jeff Broaders. An RBI single back in the 3rd. Swings right through the first pitch. And the dirt skips away from Mackey. Pavin not able to advance. One count to Broaders. Lines that one on a hop up the middle. Handled by the shortstop, he tosses over to Vinny Bichelier. and that will end the bottom of the 4th. So a walk with 2 outs had the Bootleggers threatening, but we're going to head to the top of the 5th. They still trail by 8. Happy to report we get another inning out of Nathan Beckley. He looked good back in the top of the 4th. Gave up a leadoff double to Vinny Bachelier, but then retired the next 3 batters. So we'll go out for a second inning facing Figueroa, Mackey, and Martin, due up for the Jacks. It's 13-5. Figueroa puts a charge in that one. That's deep into left. It's going to carry, but caught by Jeff Broaders. We're seeing the ball die. That one had a good pop on it. Sounded off the bat like it was going to go a long way. But didn't even make it, I would say, 3/4 of the way to the warning track.
You know, it's weird, though, Sam. Remember, we were talking about the humidity here today and the thickness of the air?
Sure.
Oh, at the morning, before the rain hit, it was at 40% humidity. Now it's down to 25, so that doesn't make any sense.
Does not feel like it.
It feels like it's the most humid it's been here this summer.
I feel like osmosis is taking all of the moisture out of my body.
Jones?
Yeah. Love Chris Rock. First pitch in there for a strike to John Mackey. Struck out in the second, had a sac fly in the 3rd.
Yeah, that just feels wrong.
Somebody's not doing their job.
Man, you love coming at the necks of
meteorologists, forecasters.
Yeah, Weather Channel says 22%.
In there. Good for Nathan Beckley right now. He's working ahead.
Weather Channel also says 108 feels like 113.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's about right.
That's not what Google says. It says 105 feels like 110.
1-2 got a piece of it.
Which mathematically shakes about right. But still.
You ever grow up with someone that said they wanted to be a mathematician?
I don't know.
I did.
Okay. I figured that would be a weird thing. Go, me neither.
I grew up with one. One mathematician I know.
Is his name Albert?
And they're called strike 3.
I guess he was more of a physicist.
A bit. Down goes Mackey. Second strikeout for Nathan Beckley. He's looked good.
Yeah.
First appearance of the season. He's setting down batters.
And especially against this team.
Yes.
If you discount that double, he's been clean through 5 outs.
I'd say let Beckley go the rest of this half inning. If you play another one, you bring someone else in. Save him for the playoffs.
Could be a secret weapon.
X Factor. Not a sponsor. Is that still a show?
I don't think so.
I don't think it is here. I think it is in Britain still.
Okay.
They have too many good shows. Love Island, namely.
That's the second time you're standing that.
It's just good. First pitch strike to Jacob Martin.
I was going to say, do play-by-play.
Martin 0 for 1, struck out in the second, walked in the third. Breaking ball doesn't get the call. A breaker has good tilt on it. Right now, guys aren't able to touch it. 1-1. Ran inside with the fastball and hit Jacob Martin in the back.
I have a question.
Fire away.
If you have a left-hander who throws a sweeping slider,
Okay.
could you call that a breaker 1-9? Yeah? Breaker 1-9, breaker 1-9. Coining that one too. I had a sword and a miss, and I'm coining breaker 1-9.
One of those needs workshopping. I'm not going to tell you which one.
I think they're both pretty good, Sam.
Strike into Josh Hernandez.
Only so many ways you can say a slider for a strike.
Yeah.
So if I invent one more, I'll take it. I am using that. It's a breaker 1-9. Put that on my Wikipedia page
Breaker, breaker, come in.
as phrases adopted by or phrases invented. A breaker 1-9.
You got to run that by the patent office.
Yeah, they're closed on holidays.
That one's mile high on the infield. Moving over is Pavin, but Eisenstadt will take the charge. New third baseman comes over and makes the catch to end the top of the fifth. So the Jacks once again go down quietly. They haven't scored since the third. That rollover inning gave them their 13th run, but they still lead 13-5 over the Bootleggers. Couple of swaps for the Jacks. This will be the last half inning we play. They lead the Bootleggers 13-5. Scheduled due up is the top of the order for the Bootleggers. First pitch in there to a new batter. It's Arthur Soto on the mound now for the Jacks. He moves over from right field. Another one misses downstairs, 2-0. It's Quinn Bennett taking the place of Graham Gonzalez at the top of the order. Swings through one, 2-1. The other swaps for the Jacks. At the third base now they have Elvis Farina and Isaiah Alvarez slots in at right field to replace Soto. That one misses downstairs. Another one swung on and missed. Soto able to work the count back full. 3-2. Got a piece of it. So barring a miracle here, the Jacks will advance into the playoffs as the 1 seed, earning themselves a first-round bye. They would advance to 13-3. The Bootleggers, with the loss, would go to 7-7-2, right near the middle of the pack. Can't give you too many details on how standings will shake out otherwise, but the LumberJacks, with the win, will slate as the 1 seed. That one swung on and missed. Into the mid, Quinn Bennett goes down swinging to open up the bottom of the 5th. First strikeout for Soto. Here's Henry Wright. He struck out in the first, walked and scored in the 3rd. Arthur Soto's making only his 2nd appearance of the season. Breaking ball missed high. His only other appearance was on June 17th versus the A's. He went an inning, gave up 1 run on 1 hit. Missed inside, 2-0. There was a couple of hit-by pitches that gave him the plague there. 2 strikeouts in that inning as well. Upstairs, 3-0. We're less than 10 minutes away from the 2-hour mark, so that's why we're going to end this one after this half inning. In there for a strike, 3-1. This is the 2nd and final game of our PSCL slate. Reminder that tonight, the Power will take on the SoCal Halos at 7 o'clock here in Palm Springs Stadium. That one foul back and out of play. Another full count here. First pitch at 7:05, gates open at 6 o'clock. If you can't make it out to the ballpark, we will have the broadcast for you here on YouTube. Three-two pitch to Henry Wright. Breaking ball hung in there and got a piece of it. Well, back in the 3rd, it looked like the Bootleggers were going to go down. Weren't going to go down without a fight. They put up 5 runs there. But a shutdown inning by Jared Heilman back in the bottom of the 4th as another one sails out of play. Now Soto working. 8 runs would be very hard to come by. Not impossible. But still, I got to imagine these guys, as it creeps over 110 right now in temperature, will be okay. Currently at 106. Swung on and missed by Wright. 2 strikeouts for Arthur Soto. He looks good. Yet another weapon the LumberJacks can pull out of the back, the magician's hat, you should say. Arthur Soto, a new bunny. Got plenty of weapons on this team. Last out for the Bootleggers, up to Jalen Freeman. 1 for 2, had a 2 RBI single back in the 3rd. He takes a strike. That one misses downstairs and out. So currently both starters are slated to get the win and loss. Ubaldo Romo, 2 1/3 innings. He's slated to get the win. Ben Eisenhower gave up 6 and 2. Breaking ball got away. Eisenhower would be attacked with the loss. Not a safe situation. Unless you're like me and your 8s look like 3s. 2-1 hung in there and got a piece of it back to the screen. The Bootleggers down their final strike today. Both of these teams playing their last regular season game. They'll both have a day off tomorrow. They'll be both back in action on Monday. Actually, no. LumberJacks won't. That'll be the day that they have their day off while the rest of the first round happens around them. So the Bootleggers will be back on Monday. 2-2 pitch got away. We'll have more of those details for you either on Saturday's game or during Sunday's slate. We'll have the play-in game between the bottom two seeds. Tried the outside corner on a 3-2, and Jalen Freeman reaches. First walk for Arthur Soto, third overall of the day for the Jacks. So +1 for the game, Rich Myers. Singled in the second, had a sac fly in the third. Upstairs. Reminder, Jalen Freeman had 2 stolen bags back in the third. Really good speed sitting at first. There he goes. Gets behind the backstop. Freeman takes a wide turn. He's heading to third. Mackey has no throw. So a stolen base and a wild pitch allows Freeman to make it all the way around 90 feet away. Well, if you're the Bootleggers today, you learned a couple of things. One of them is that Nathan Beckley should definitely be a considerable pitcher in the playoffs for you. That one misses upstairs. All in all, Beckley went 2 innings today. Gave up 1 hit and 1 hit by pitch. Otherwise, only faced 2 over the minimum. .3-0 from Soto. Outside. Back-to-back base on balls. Runners at first and third for the Leggers and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. That brings up Colin Jensen, 1 for 2 with a single in the third. First pitch nearly ran inside and clipped him. It'll be Marcus Weinzimmer batting for Colin Jensen. He's got a 1-0 count. That one misses as well. Soto hasn't found the strike zone in 2 batters. The 2-0 from Soto. Went foul. Arthur Soto still searching for the final out of this ball game. 2-1 missed downstairs. Only 2 batters retired and a lot of labor for Arthur Soto. He struck out the first 2 batters he saw, but both of those on full count pitches. Inside for a strike. He walked Jalen Freeman on a full count pitch. 4-pitch walk to Rich Myers, and now he has Marcus Weinzimmer at a 3-2. Full count pitch. Hung in there and got a piece. Freeman at third, Myers at first. Myers takes off, breaking ball misses upstairs. So after striking out the first two batters he sees, Arthur Soto has walked the bases loaded. That'll draw a visit from Sam DiMatteo. Due up for the Bootleggers is Brandon McCray. There is an arm warming in the bullpen. Looks like Drake Bicknell is getting his tosses in. And they're going to turn it over. So Arthur Soto faces 5 batters, 2 strikeouts and 3 walks. He'll come out of the game with 1 out left to get for the Jacks. Bases are still loaded. It's still 13-5. This game started at 11:41. The 2-hour limit came around at 1:41 on a 3-2 pitch to Jalen Freeman. One more pitch could have gotten the Jacks out of this game and finished us up. Since then, it's been 7 minutes, and 3 batters have reached on 3 walks from Arthur Soto. So the Jacks will turn to Drake Bicknell, position player coming in to pitch. Draws a swing and a miss from Brandon McCray. So again, bags loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. This is our last inning. 1 out to get Drake Bicknell. Working out of the windup, the 0-1. Breaking ball got away. Jalen Freeman is going to come in to score. All runners move up 90 feet. It's 13-6. Brandon McCray is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts today. The 1-1 fell back to the screen. So once again, the Bootleggers are down to their final strike. They've already been there twice. On a 3-2 to Jalen Freeman and a full count pitch to Marcus Weinzimmer. The 1-2. That one's chopped to short. Bailey Bordas is under it. He makes a throw to first. It sails high. It'll go as an E6. No RBI there for Brandon McRae. It's 13-7. So now Ryan Hoskins will bat. Runners at first and third and 2 outs. Swings through the first one. Hoskins fouls it back. Once again, Bootleggers down to their final strike. Ryan Hoskins is 0 for 2, struck out in the second, flew out in the fourth. Weinzimmer at third, McRae at first. 2 outs and 2 strikes. Pitch from Bicknell. Breaking ball froze him. Strike 3. Game over. So we play a 19-minute bottom of the 5th. But the Jacks are able to escape this one with little damage. They end up giving up 2 runs in that inning. Final score, LumberJacks 13, Bootleggers 7. So once again, LumberJacks end up taking this one. They are the 1 seed heading into the PSCL playoffs. They have a day tomorrow that ended their regular season on a high note. Bootleggers fall to 7-7-2. They'll be right around the middle of the pack heading into the playoffs. They also have a day off tomorrow. Once again, the winning pitcher today is Ubaldo Romo. He went 2 1/3, gave up 2 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 runs. Losing pitcher is going to be Ben Eisenhower. He went 2 innings, gave up 6 hits, 6 runs, all earned. No save in this one. Final totals, LumberJacks scored 13 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors in the field. The Bootleggers 7 runs on 4 hits, 0 errors. 4 left on base for the LumberJacks and 5 left on for the Bootleggers. So one more time, signing off for my partner, Steve Granato, Sam Walters. Hope you have a good rest of your Friday. Final score one more time, 13-7.